Roller derby is an awesome sport. If you think that you don't like sports, maybe you've never seen roller derby before.
It's a little bit like a combination of NASCAR, football, and hockey all rolled into one on roller skates and with no ball.
We're serious and we're skating really fast and hitting each other really hard, and there's nothing fake about it at all.
Throw all your preconceived notions out the window. Roller derby is not what it once was. The sport that started here in Chicago in the 1920s has evolved, and the women on the Windy City Rollers are part of a new generation of skaters.
I think sometimes people see movies or TV and think it's all just fishnets and, fighting.
Now it's about athleticism and strategy, and it's an actual sport and not a performance.
This comeback has happened fast. In less than 10 years, hundreds of leagues have popped up around the world. The Windy City Rollers is one of the nearly 80 leagues that belong to the Women's National Flat Track Derby Association. The Rollers have managed to rank first in the association's Central Division. All types of local women, from mothers to semi-professional athletes, ages 21 to 51 belong to the team and endure grueling practices up to 6 days a week. To see just how tough the sport can be, we decided to get out on the track.
It's been a while since I've been on roller skates. Probably I was maybe 10.
You'll find that's really similar to girls that are playing the sport now. It's kind of like getting back on a bicycle.
After circling the track a few times, I felt like I was back at the old school roller rink. Ruth and Asia explains the whole point is to move people around so your jammer can get through the pack to score a point, and to prevent the opposing jammer from getting through. She explains there are legal ways for doing this.
We use a lot of booty, a lot of hip, and shoulder too. It's just kind of sticking your hip out and trying to connect with mine, just like that. Yep, our shoulders are really effective too. The really pointy shoulders really hurt. We get lots of bruises up and down here too.
Okay, so it's kind of like you do the dip?
Right, you can dip for sure, or you can just poke straight into somebody. Some big no-nos for blocking though. You can't use your elbows, you can't use your forearm, you can't hack somebody in the chest or the face, you can't use your head, you can't trip anyone.
A lot to remember as the whistle blows and people begin to swarm around me. As I spot the opposing jammer coming around, I find it very difficult to block while I'm trying to stay on my feet, and she gets right by. I do feel helpful when I swing my own jammer forward, but I can't help to use my elbows when the opposing jammer comes around again. Third time around, I manage to attempt a legal block, and she still sneaks ahead. All in all, I find it's not as easy as it looks to combine wheels and physical contact.
All right, so it's a little tiring, takes a little endurance. You have to be aggressive, but I give you guys a lot of credit for what you do out there.
You can see the Windy City Rollers in action starting in January for their home season. They say whether skating is your thing or not, when you come to see a bout at the UIC Pavilion, you won't be disappointed.
I think it's a really interesting, unique time right now too, because it is kind of the beginnings of something that I think is starting to get really big.
Once you go and you see that there's a lot of action, it's very competitive, and it's really easy to get behind the teams and a certain player.
Everybody should come out and at least try it. You'll love it. You'll come back.